Good morning on a Sunday morning at Ramencon 2018. This is the lovely and wonderful Brianna Knickerbocker.
Hi!
If you have not heard, she does voices for video games, Fire Emblem, Warriors Heroes / Fates, so they were Sakura.
Don't forget Echoes.
Echo. Oh crap! I keep forgetting Echoes. Yeah, there's S from Echoes. She does Sakura from Fates, and Charlotte. I just have several questions actually, and a lot of them would be pertaining just like not necessarily like what would you do when you get to voice acting. We're not that basic.
Yeah.
But just tell me about yourself. Like, what makes you like Brianna Knickerbocker?
I'd say what makes me is just I'm very fearless and open, and I'm just like a giant kid. So I love ballet, so I dance. I love acting, so I act. I try to like just say yes to everything, try everything once, and I just follow my gut. So if I don't enjoy it, it makes me feel heavy, as Kyle Cease would say. I'm really into spiritual stuff, like Eckhart Tolle and stuff like that. Then I just try to avoid it, and if it makes me feel good and light and amazing, then I just go towards that.
Okay. So starting to go into a little bit more about you, is there anybody you admire? Like, is there someone you'd like to pat in your life after? Like, you don't have to be like, I'm gonna be this person, but I mean, someone that influenced you heavily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really, because I'm really into like spiritualism and all that stuff, so I really love Eckhart Tolle, and I'm really crazy into Kyle Cease right now. He's just brilliant.
Nice. Is there anybody who you feel like you are like similar to? Like in any realm, voice acting, family, someone that you feel like
oh my gosh. Yeah, my two little sisters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're all exactly the same. We're just all twinsies, tripletsies. In
which way am I mind me asking?
We're all just super outgoing, very loud, ridiculous. Just like we don't get embarrassed. We're just funny, random people.
Is there anybody you feel like you're just completely 100%, 180 just opposite from, just different? Like you can still get along with them, or you don't have to. But is there someone you just completely feel different to?
Yeah, there's so many people, of course. Yeah, I mean, they're just not in my inner circles, but I have no problem, and I don't judge anybody, you know?
Is there one person specific, like, for example, like some people say, oh, my dad, I thought I'd be like my dad, but now I grew up to be my mom?
I'm actually pretty different from my dad, because he's like 9 to 5-er. He's had the same job his entire life, doesn't take any, risks with jobs.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm quite the opposite of him. Because I'm very risk-taking and have a pretty crazy life.
So compared to your parents, when you say risk-taking, was that regarding the whole fashion design major?
Yeah, so, well, not exactly. So when I was picking my major for college, I tried to pick something that I would need the degree in. So I had all these artistic pursuits. I loved acting, I loved singing, I loved dancing, I loved fashion designing. I was like, well, this is my one chance to get a degree in something. My grandfather is really wonderful, and he was going to pay for my college. So I was like, well, what do I really need the degree in? And I was like, well, I don't think I need like a 4-year college degree in acting or singing, but fashion design, that would definitely be required. Yeah. So that's why I went with that. I didn't know which one of my artistic pursuits I was going to end up doing. And I loved it in college. I actually really enjoyed it.
Really?
I was very aligned with what I was supposed to be doing. I loved every single minute. I was like, yep, I'm going to be a fashion designer. And then I moved to LA and tried it. And my drop. Dress form drop. If anybody is into fashion knows what that means.
I don't know many people, so that's like a new one for me. Like, what was it? What sparked your fuck it moment? Yeah,
well, so I was in the design building, the company's building, and I was in front of a computer doing graphic design or CAD work, which is computer aided design. And I was just sitting there, and I just hated it. And I was like, this isn't creative. This isn't fun. I hate this. It wasn't creative or fun.
Even though you could create your own dresses? Is that how I'm seeing it?
Yeah, so I mean, if I wanted to create my own dresses, then I would be going down the route of like having my own line, which I did also try. And I even tried sending out the work for drafting and getting the stuff made so I could just do the fun stuff. And it cost me $1,500 to make one jacket. And I was like, this is just horrible. Like, all of this just isn't working. It just felt like a big struggle. Everything felt hard and heavy, as Kyle Cease would put it. I just felt like it was an uphill battle. It just felt very wrong. I just knew I was struggling and it wasn't fun.
Is that where you go in for that risk-taking factor that you...
Yeah, so that's where I was very fearless, and I cried in my car at lunch, and I was like, I quit. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, this is horrible. Yeah, so I just quit, and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit about you, a little bit more about you. What's your all-time favorite story, movie, anime? Just tell me about that one.
Miyazaki, Spirited Away. Oh my gosh.
You want to give me a reason?
Yeah, it's just so magical and unbridled and exciting, and like the way it makes you feel, it's just like this thrilling escapade, and it just takes you, you know?
Do you ever put yourself in the forms or voices of the characters that you watch? So even though you don't voice them at all, do you actually just like take that moment, look at the screen, and just be like, I want to do that voice just for S's and G's?
Like, in what scenario?
Like, for example, Spirited Away, if you ever wanted to voice your hero.
Oh, no, I've never done that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know, because Justin Roiland did this thing where he just pointed a piece of paper and voice. That was really silly.
Yeah, I've actually never done that. I don't know why.
I was just curious.
Like, I wonder why I don't do that.
I wanted to know what's in the mind of Brianna. So... Is there...
I get inspired, you know what, I get inspired by like getting an audition, and I see the specs of the character and like the video wraps and stuff like that. That's when I'll come up with like the character voice. That's when I like dig in. So I otherwise I'm like, well, what's the point? Like, I'm not voicing this character, so why would I come up with a voice for them? I don't know, I'm trying to figure myself out.
No, it's okay. Like, and I just heard like wonderful things about you, and I also heard your wonderful voice, so I'm like, I need to take this opportunity to talk to her. But is there any hobbies that kind of... Okay, that's gonna be dumb. Are there any hobbies that blend in with the work that you do now?
I don't know, because I dance a lot, and I'm, you know, dead quiet during dancing. Like, you're not even supposed to really talk during class at all unless you have like an imperative question for your teacher. Yeah, I don't think, well, I guess singing, because I'm using my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually just covered a song as Rem, so I'm using a character voice in a song. I'm covering Wishing, and then I just covered an EDM song as Rem. I'm so excited about it. Oh my god, I can't wait to release it.
One of my best friends loves Rem, so he's gonna kill me that I'm talking to you right now. Do you have like a favorite motto? Like, when you were going through just like some of the harder stuff, like what was that motto you told yourself just to like get yourself out of that funk?
Well, it's not, my favorite motto or my favorite quote isn't actually career related. It's more interpersonal relationship related. It's Maya Angelou: when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Yeah. I believe that gets you out of a lot of trouble.
Yes.
It's all about trusting yourself and not accepting toxic people or lower level people in your life.
Amen. Thank you. That was wonderful. The last question, since I know we have that last minute. So when you first, after you realized that you didn't want to do fashion design, you just said, screw this, when you first got that gig of doing voice acting.
Yeah.
Tell me that recollection and how you felt. Like, give me all the emotions you could possibly describe.
So the first gig that I got after quitting fashion was an on-camera job. It was an independent film. I just remember feeling like, wow, this is fun and cool and interesting, and like, I don't know what's gonna happen on set, and this is crazy, and I just felt like very excited. It felt very light and like fun. It just felt like playing, like I got to be a kid, and I think I'm a giant kid, so I think that's why I needed to be acting all along. Yeah.
Is that, you could probably easily say that you're a lot happier doing voice acting or even dancing. Just doing that, right? Compared to like the fashion design?
Oh, of course. I'm not even comparable. Absolute polar opposites.
Is there anything you would like to tell people, just career related, dreams related, just things that you want like people to know, like just to follow them? Because we're all always focused on like, oh, you gotta go to college, you gotta go to grad school, and like, I don't want to do that. But there are people who want to do things that you guys do. So
I think it's really important to question, you know, what are you curious about? And I find, because I overanalyze so much, that if my heart is saying something, I'll find my head is talking me in one way or another out of it, or, you know, it's trying to redirect me in some way. So try to focus in on your heart and what your heart is actually saying, what your soul is actually saying, not what your brain is saying, and follow whatever you're naturally curious about. It may not be what you're supposed to do for the next 20 years. Maybe you're supposed to do voice acting and try it for 1 year and then never do it again. You have to not be attached to the results and just be excited for the journey and just follow wherever you're supposed to go. And it's just gonna lead somewhere interesting and new and different and exciting, and that should be enough.
That's good. I like that. Yeah, we just live in that world where we all have to just go to college. We can't really follow what this feels. So it's really important to just still understand that people still believe in that concept.
Yeah,
so.
I agree so much.
Thank you very, very much. I know you have an autograph session to go to, but a hug?
Yeah, of course. I'm a big hugger, so bring it in.
Same. Thank you for watching. Again, this is Brianna Knickerbocker. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a wonderful morning.
Mwah.